For many of us, the desire to pursue personal growth can be challenging, despite knowing that establishing good habits is essential for our overall well-being. So I wanted to share my number one habit for actually achieving those goals that we laid out for ourselves at the end of every year. I'm no stranger to productivity books, behavior change books, the science of behavior change, all things habit. And this is the number one habit that I have repeatedly used and been successful with over the past however many years when I have tried and failed to implement new habits in my daily life. And why I like habit stacking so much is that it's a practical tool. This tool offers a practical approach to building better habits with minimal disruption to our daily lives. So let's explore what habit stacking is, how I'm implementing it to achieve my lofty fitness goals this year, and the potential long-term benefits it offers. So if you're anything like me, building routines can be fairly straightforward until something throws us off. Last year I had periods of hyper consistency where I was going to the gym, hitting my numbers, actually enjoying runs, and making a huge amount of progress with the weights that I was lifting. Then enter travel. Traveling home to visit my family back in the UK, getting ill for multiple weeks, and then taking a lot of time to recover, or getting really busy with work. My routine would fall to pieces. If you've been watching my channel for a while, or you know me at all, you know that I am chaotic and I need my routines to basically be functional. So I went back to the books that I have read on behavior change, and I'll give you a list in the description as well of the ones that I highly recommend over some of the ones that I didn't find as useful. So yeah, I went back to these books on creating systems, behavior change, habit formation, and I looked over all of my notes. And as I said, the one tool that really stood out for me that I could go through in my head and realize how many times I've actually used it is habit stacking. Okay, so what is habit stacking? Habit stacking is a strategy developed by S.J. Scott, which involves grouping together small activities into a single routine that you perform sequentially. The idea is to take advantage of the existing habits you have and add new, chosen behaviors to them. Each existing habit acts as a cue for the new behavior, making it easier to remember and stick to the new routine. For example, suppose you already have a habit of drinking a cup of tea every morning. You could stack a new habit of meditating for 5 minutes right after you finish your tea. Here, the existing habit, drinking tea, triggers the new habit, meditating, thus creating a linked chain of behaviors. For me, I place my multivitamins right next to my water filter. So when I have my morning glass of water, I stack my vitamin habit by taking them at the same time. This then triggers me to fill up my water bottle, which indicates to me that it's time to hit the gym, which is now a solid part of my morning routine. If you're anything like me, you also really got into romantasy novels back in 2024, but it really began to take over my life. So I've implemented a new habit that I'm only allowed to read my romantasy books or scroll on specific apps when I'm doing zone 2 cardio at the gym. And this is easy to do because I'm going at a nice slow pace. I'm still working out. I find zone 2 cardio quite boring, but I find it fundamental to stay in shape so that I can do all my hiking and backpacking, climbing and biking in the summers. So it's really important for me to stay on top of that. When I read my books or I scroll through social media, it makes it so much easier to get my workout done and enjoyable because I'm doing something I really want to be doing, but I'm not also wasting my time later scrolling through apps because I'm not allowed to. This habit alone has dramatically increased my fitness when I'm hiking and when I'm climbing. It has made such a big difference that I can actually now enjoy hiking big mountains without wanting to claw my eyes out because it is so hard on the way up, especially when it comes to altitude. I also take the last few minutes of my warm-up on the treadmill to open Train Well and look through the workout for the day and see what equipment I'll need, what movements I'm doing, and how long the workout is. By stacking this with my warm-up, it helps me to stay efficient with my time so I can move seamlessly into my workout. And I've been using Train Well for a few years now, and it has been my one consistent companion since moving to the US, keeping me on track to remain healthy and keep my body moving. If you haven't heard of Train Well before, I've been using them for I think over 2 years now, and this is how it works. You have a coach, mine is Heidi, and I have such a wonderful relationship with her. We had an onboarding call so that we could go through all of my requirements for different workouts, what my goals were. I wanted specific workouts to build strength in my legs. I wanted to have a mobility routine so I felt really great on the wall. And I just wanted those habits to be ticking over so I had good compound movements that really helped me to build strength, mobility, flexibility, and just kept me stable when I'm walking on the ice ice or walking down hills and just be really safe in my body. So I went through all of those requirements with my coach Heidi, and then she builds out all of my workouts for me. And the best thing about it is when I'm going through my workouts, there's a little button that you can press to give her updated feedback if the set's too hard, if the weight's too light, or just generally how you felt about that specific movement. While I was filming this video as well, I hit my 100 streak again, which was so happy. I felt so proud of myself because last year, as I said, I had some hyper consistency, and then I also had a lot of breaks because I went home to visit my family for a wedding and I was home for a month, and that really threw me off. But luckily Heidi is really encouraging. She doesn't make me feel guilty or bad about missing workouts. She just tries to help build me a routine that helps me to stick to my habits a little bit better. So instead of having gym workouts while I was away, she would build me at-home workouts that made sure that I could stay on top of my workouts whilst also just not making it difficult. I actually just recently had a call with her to realign my goals for this year. I want to be the fittest I possibly can this year because there are so many things that I want to do here in Colorado. I want to be hiking 14ers all summer, I want to be climbing really hard, and I just want to be spending as much time outside as possible. So we realigned my goals and I'm really excited with the next 12-week cycle that we have going. And honestly, I'm just really grateful to have a coach that is not judgmental at all. She takes feedback really well and we work together pretty well now, so she knows why I'm missing workouts or how we can improve things. And yeah, it's been a real joy to be working with her. As I said, I hit my 100 streak again, and that has really motivated me to take that same energy into 2025 and just keep moving with my goals. If you are interested in learning more about Train Well, then click the link in the description and you can get a 14-day free trial. I highly recommend this app, and having a 14-day free trial is like the best way to test something out. Okay, let's talk about how to implement habit stacking. So now we know what habit stacking is, how can we start using it? To effectively implement habit stacking in your everyday life, these are the steps I suggest you follow. 1. Identify existing habits. Start by making a list of habits you already do every day without fail, like brushing your teeth or having lunch, putting your keys in the same bowl after work, and so forth. Number 2. Choose suitable new habits. Select small new habits you want to develop that can logically follow your existing habits. It's important that these new habits are manageable and not too daunting. So for example, if you're already on top of your workout, but you're finding that you really need to stretch more or do some more mobility, a couple of moves could be added on at the end of your workout. Number 3. Create your stack. Arrange these habits into a specific order following an existing routine. The key is to be as specific as possible. For instance, after I finish my last set of plank holds, I go into a hamstring stretch. Another great thing about the Train Well app is I mentioned that this is something I wanted to do with my coach Heidi. So she just put those movements in for me, so it automatically followed after I do my plank. Then the app prompts me to do my hamstring stretch. Automating things makes things so much easier. I didn't even need to think about it consciously, and now it's just a habit I do every single time. Number 4, implement the stack. Begin performing your habit stack daily, or every time you finish a workout if fitness is your goal. The consistency of the sequence helps reinforce the behavior pattern. And number 5, adjust as needed. If you're finding that your particular stack isn't working, tweak the order of the habits involved until you find a combination that just feels natural. For me, I've already had some long-term benefits of habit stacking, so I thought I would just let you know what they are, just to give you a bit of motivation and to see what could happen if you start implementing habit stacking into your routine. And this is me using it for maybe 4 or 5 years now. I've had increased productivity, so by efficiently grouping habits together, I've minimized my procrastination and I can accomplish more in less time, which is ideal because then it just gives me more downtime. It's given me more consistency, so linking new habits to establish one has lowered that mental effort required to stick to them, thereby increasing my consistency because it's not an emotional choice to go to the gym, it's just part of my routine. I definitely have greater motivation and satisfaction. As small habits build on each other, you're likely to see progress in multiple areas of your life, which can significantly boost your overall motivation and satisfaction. And of course, long-term behavior change. No matter how many times I take breaks to go on holiday or go visit my family, or I get sick or I get really busy with work, the habit still kicks back in as soon as I get back into my routine, and it's not a thought process for me, it's just something that is built into my system and I am ready to go. So one thing I really am working on in 2025 is keeping that consistency even when my routine breaks down and I'm not at home. So that's something I still very much struggle with, and I'm trying to find a way to create a stack that really works for that environmental context. Habit stacking isn't just about adding more to your plate. It's about maximizing the effectiveness of what you already do, thereby making room for further growth without becoming overwhelmed. By cleverly linking new habits to those that are already second nature, you can craft a productive, fulfilling, and balanced lifestyle. This definitely is about working smarter, not harder. Okay. Here are my goals and intentions for 2025. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to talk about my fitness related ones, but I would love to hear about your ones in the comments below if they are anything to do with the outdoors or fitness or, you know, whatever they are. I would just love to hear them. So, there are a few things I'll be working on this year, like my hair care and hair growth, stacking audiobooks with other hobbies so I can learn more and consuming less material items, so I can spend my money more intentionally on experiences and things that actually enrich my life. So at the start of this video, I mentioned that I had some pretty lofty fitness goals for this year, and so I thought I'd talk about them a little more here in case you're interested. Last year, I was able to do a 100 kilogram deadlift, 1 rep max. So this year, I'd love to increase that, maybe 5 kilograms, 10 kilograms, maybe 15. But honestly, I would be happy with any gain. I currently have deadlifts programmed for my first leg day, and then I have lots of supplementary leg workouts throughout the week. So hopefully, I think this goal could be achievable. 2, I would love to be able to climb a V6, and on top rope or lead climbing, I'd like to be able to climb a 512 minus. These are pretty big, lofty goals for me because I definitely took some time off from climbing and got a little bit weaker and my endurance went down, but I love climbing so much. And finding something that is a really good physical exercise as well as a really good mental exercise for me is such a powerful thing when it's also enjoyable. It means I'm going to work so much harder, I'm going to spend so much more time doing it, and I'm going to be so much more consistent as well. Number 3, there's a 20-mile hike in Grand Teton National Park that we actually backpacked for my birthday last year. No, 2 years ago in 2023. And I would love to try and do that in one go instead of split over a few days whilst backpacking. So that's a big goal. This actually leads me into my intention of wanting to get into mountain running and potentially entering a race, however short, at some point this year. But I love running now. Don't know how that happened. I love trail running, but I would love to get into mountain running. Number 5, I'm still on the pull-up train. I did make some regressions, but I'm really wanting to get that strength back. It's so satisfying. It makes me feel really great when I'm climbing, and it just makes me feel overall like I've really accomplished something that's pretty difficult. And the last goal, number 6, is just to simply hike and climb in the mountains as much as possible. One thing that doing my workouts have done inside the gym have prolonged the amount of time I've been able to spend outside and hiking, climbing, etc. I did some pretty challenging hikes last year that really pushed me close to my limit, and I don't think I would have been able to do them if I hadn't have been also working on other things like leg strength and my cardio inside the gym, and just having that routine of doing hard things repeatedly. It's also just helped me to enjoy hikes more. So when I'm at 13,000 feet, I'm not like, well, I'm still gasping for air, but I'm not like gasping and can't put one step further forward because it is just so tough. And then because of that, it's allowed me to take in my surroundings more, appreciate all the wildlife that I get to see here in Colorado, and just, it's been a completely life-changing experience for me, being outside and having the privilege of being able to see these beautiful animals in their natural habitats. Okay, so to recap, habit stacking is a really powerful tool to help you reach your goals in 2025, if that is something you're looking for this year. My top 5 book recommendations on habit formation and behavior change are The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran and Michael Lennington, Grit by Angela Duckworth, Good Habits, Bad Habits by Wendy Wood, Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg, and Atomic Habits by James Clear. And remember, if you have a library card, that you can borrow them for free, either via audiobook or a physical book, or you can get them on an e-reader as well. If you'd like some help getting started or taking your fitness routine to a new level in 2025, then don't forget to check out Train Well. As I said, I've been using them for years now, and the relationship I've built with my coach has made a huge difference to what I've been able to achieve, and also the mental aspect of simply showing up. So remember, you can click the link in the description for a 14-day free trial, which is the best way to test out anything that you're thinking of investing your time and energy into. If you have any questions about anything that I've mentioned in this video, then please leave them in the comments below. Habit stacking has truly changed my life, and I would love to know if you have implemented this, or if you want more examples about how to do that. Again, please leave them in the comments because I would love to help you out. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really hope that this video has been helpful. I'll see you next time. Okay, Bye.